Welcome back to Parkitect, my theme park enthusiast gaming friends. My name is Shadow Phoenix, and we are back in today here in my brand new park that I started in the last video. I call it Phenix Beach, and it is a boardwalk park that I'm going to be working on. So in the first episode, we have done all of the background, kind of the city part of it, the main street where the boardwalk's going to be located on. We've done hotels and parking garages and just different buildings and stuff that will be kind of the lead into the actual park. A few different parking lots as well. So I thought for the second episode, let's go ahead and do something a little more dramatic. We're going to go with our first roller coaster in this episode. So I juggled between what it is that I wanted to do for the second episode. We could do the entrance. We could keep working on our main street a little bit. We could do some of the actual boardwalk, or we could edit a lot of different things. But I kind of thought that, just to add a little bit more excitement to the videos, let's just go ahead and let's get our first coaster out of the way, which will be the biggest coaster in the entire park. And if you've ever been to Santa Cruz or you've seen Santa Cruz, the coaster is slightly modeled after the Santa Cruz coaster there. I think it's the Dipper, I think is what they call it, the Big Dipper. It's a pretty cool looking coaster. I've watched a few videos and stuff off of it, and it's only slightly related to it, and that's just because I didn't actually copy the layout or anything, just kind of took it for kind of an idea, basically, kind of work from. So a couple of things I kind of thought about doing when I was going to do the coaster, as you guys can watch here in the background. You can see me kind of constructing the actual coaster, doing the layout and everything. And a few things I thought was, how were we actually going to do this? One idea I thought was to have the heel, like what you're seeing right now in the video, kind of go over top of the entrance and have the entrance come underneath of that. So if you're fans of mine, you may remember a while back ago that I started on a boardwalk park in Planet Coaster. I think it was last year sometime, and I never did finish it. So that was something I did in that park. I did the roller coaster, and then I had the two heels, the going forward and the coming back heel. Both of those were kind of right over top of the entrance, so you would walk underneath the coaster to get into the park, which is a good idea. I like that idea, and I almost did it again here, but I decided otherwise. For this one, I'm actually going to move the entire coaster down, and I'm going to have the entrance inside the park, so it's going to be all to the right-hand side of, or the left, I guess, if you're walking in, it'd be your left. So it's all going to be there. At the beginning of the layout, I had kind of a thought there that I would do some kind of it drops down, goes over a couple of bunny drop or bunny hills, and then it would, kind of go up the lift hill from there. As you can see here, I'm completely deleting that idea. It wasn't working for me, and I actually played around with the idea for this layout quite a bit, which is why this video is as long as it is. It is sped up, of course, as you can tell. It is time-lapsed. I had to blueprint it and copy it in a few different times, as you can tell in the video, because it was getting to the edge of the park, and it's just oh, I don't have any more room. I need to fix this. So I had to stretch it out, so I had to blueprint it, move it, add it back. I did that maybe 3 or 4 times until I finally was happy with where it was located. And then I did it one more time after I actually got finished. After this video ends, and you guys don't see it, I blueprinted it one more time and moved it around just to kind of get it just where I want it. I think something I'm going to have to do eventually is I'm going to have to make a new scenario map, and I'm going to have to copy everything that we have here, and I'm going to have to move it all into the new scenario map, because I don't think I made it long enough. I don't think I made the boardwalk long enough, or it's not going to be long enough. So I'm going to have to work on that. So playing around with the coasters and stuff in Parkitect, I'm getting the hang of it pretty good. You'll notice I don't bank anything. I actually wait until I get done with everything before I bank. It's the same thing I do in Planet Coaster. I don't bank things in Planet Coaster until I'm completely done with the actual coaster, and then I go back and bank all the turns and stuff. Kind of doing the same thing in Parkitect as well. Just so I can kind of, get the layout that I want before I actually start doing any detail works like, you know, banking and things. It's not hard to go back into Parkitect and do that. Unlike Planet Coaster, where you have, you know, you can make the track go in any direction or any way you want, pretty much. Parkitect, you're kind of limited on what options you have. I do wish they had some more different kinds of steepness or angles for the hills and the drops and stuff. That would be something we would be kind of cool to have. I don't think we're going to get anything else though, because I mean, they've already been designing all these coasters and stuff after these pieces, so they would have to go back and put all of those pieces into all the coasters. So I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. But it would be nice to have. So all in all, this game is coming along quite well. It's still in like early access, and they've done an excellent job with it. When I first saw this game, I just wasn't enthused by it. I was just like, it just looks like Roller Coaster Tycoon, and you know, I'm not playing Roller Coaster Tycoon now. I could just play Roller Coaster Tycoon if I wanted to do that, because we have all the custom scenery. But you know, I decided one day, hey, I'm going to contact the publishers or the developers and see if I can get a copy of this, and they were able to oblige me. And I'm so happy that they did, because all of my thoughts about this game just went out the window within the first few hours of playing it. I really, really enjoy this. The more I get into this game, the more I like it. It does take me a little bit to kind of get into it. Like, I don't get into the groove of building and stuff like I do in Planet Coaster, but I do still enjoy this game. The management aspect of it is going to be quite fun to play around with. And I've talked about this before. I do wish they would fix it so that, you know, you can actually play with the money and stuff and all that without having to worry about, oh, if they release a new ride, I have to start all over. I can't continue my park because I won't get it. Because if you do research, you don't have access to it. So, alright, so at this point, I had already finished the ride, and I wasn't happy with it. It just didn't seem long enough. All it did was it went to the back of the park, and then it made a turn, then it came back, and then back into the station. And it just didn't seem long enough. So I decided what I was going to do is try to fix it so I can get it to go over top of the station and do one more round, kind of like what you're seeing me do right here. So the idea is to kind of smooth it out, get a little bit more excitement into it, a little bit more length, so to say. And that is where I'm kind of coming down to this. So I made those turns. I had to do an S-curve and then get it to kind of come out into that. And then now we're going to bring it around, and we're going to bring it underneath of these lift hills right here. Or not lift hills, but under these airtime hills. And then we're going to bring back with a few bunny hops. And then a final turn back into the station. So we made the coaster longer. And this was a much better layout than what I originally had. It added length to it, and there's definitely nothing wrong with adding length to anything. So, yeah, I really think that the coaster came out pretty well. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below, though. So if you have any thoughts about what you think of this coaster, any changes you would make, anything like that, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear them. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting little boardwalk park to kind of work on. I've got a few ideas, but maybe if you guys have thoughts of your own. Also, I'm still looking, if you have a building or something that would fit, like maybe a hotel or something that would go kind of on my Main Street area, I would love to see that. Be sure to join up on my Discord and let me know on Discord if you have something. I'll take a look at it and see if maybe I might want to use it. I'm probably going to do some research into hotels and some other buildings, like maybe conference centers and stuff, and try to add a little bit more buildings to our Main Street there, because I am going to be, like, I think it would be best to go in and actually make our park bigger, like do this map size bigger now, before we start to get too big, because I notice it does start to lag a little bit with all those buildings and stuff that I put in there. There's a lot of lag. I'm going to have to go into each of these buildings and delete a bunch of unnecessary stuff that we don't need and just get rid of all of that, because there's a lot of stuff in the interior of these buildings that we just don't need. So I'm probably going to do that as well. That's something I will probably do off screen. And I think for the next episode of this, I will probably work on our entrance into the park, and then we'll kind of go from there. So the one last thing I did here towards the end of this video, I don't think I've done it yet, but I'm going to, that last turn, the turnaround all the way in the back there, I'm going to add that into a helix kind of thing, so it goes down at an angle instead of coming in. So yeah, right here. So you can see me kind of messing around with that. I had to, when you change this, I had to change a lot of stuff in it though. So I had to edit some of the hills and stuff and get everything right. But again, you know, there's only so many things you can do with it. So once you figure out the game, it's not too hard to do. All in all, I think having the helix coming down in the back turn was a better idea than just having it go to the top, because I noticed it was losing a lot of speed going around this big huge turn there at the back, and this added more speed to it by giving it more of a drop as it goes around. So, but anywho, that's going to be it for this episode of Phenix Beach. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys like my coaster. I hope you guys are excited to see what else we bring to the game and bring into this little park here that we're going to be doing. One of these days, I'm actually going to look into maybe doing custom scenery for this game. It does interest me. It is possible to do. So I just got to grab a few things and learn how to do it. But yeah, apparently it's a little easier than what it was doing it in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying some of that out, and maybe in the future we will do that. So I really want to kind of get into this game a bit more than what I am. But for now, I will see you guys in the next video. I will see you guys in the next Phenix Beach episode and whatever. I'll see you guys in the next episode. And I will see you in the next Planko episode as well. So until then, wherever you guys are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See you later. And thanks for watching.